I think there's something about Cesario, because obviously Olivia has had many suitors coming from, or being sent by Orsino to woo her. And I think there's something about Cesario that makes her go, this is heartfelt, that it comes from the heart. Whereas I can imagine all of the other people that have been sent have been maybe a little bit awkward in trying to woo a lady. And there's just something very beautiful and very poetic, I think, about Cesario's presence and what he says. So I think any lady would fall for that, really. Yeah. Well, obviously, Olivia has decided to abstain because she's in mourning, so she decides not to be courted by any man. And I think Orsino is in that category, and I think most probably he has been the one that's been the most persistent. And I think every single time he sent somebody, she's just gone, oh my gosh, this is too much. Yeah, I just feel that most probably with Orsino, he's just not taking no for an answer, whereas everybody else most probably has.
There's obviously that element of jealousy there. That I think when she asks, let me see your face, she's curious as to what am I up against here? What's so great about her that Orsino loves her this much? So she's curious to see, and then she realises, oh, she's good looking, she's not bad, yeah. I'm like, oh, so my chances are even worse now. And then as the scene unfolds, I just think she's getting a bit more crazier by the minute, about the whole I'm no feet put, and then it's all about, whoa. I just think, I also pity her, I think, as well, because later on in the play, well, maybe not at this point, but as woman to woman, we always have this element of looking out for each other. And yeah, there's all sorts going on, because Viola is a lovely person, I think, and wants the best for everyone. But she also doesn't want the best for her, because she wants Orsino to herself. But yeah, that's why she goes on and does what she needs to do, and explain the letter and say, why can't he's doing all this for you and you still can't like him? Like, if I was in his shoes, I would not get you. No. No, I don't think, no. They're too fiery, I think. They're too passionate and too... Plus, she just does not want her to have him or him to have her. I don't know, I don't think they would, no, I never really...
Yeah, there's something, isn't there, about their... that they become quite overindulgent, like Orsino in his love and his passion for love, and I guess Olivia in her element of grieving. But also I just think that, I think Olivia is a very strong-willed lady and is very kind of matter-of-fact. And I think Olivia having to be with Orsino, I think would most probably drive her a little bit insane. Yeah. There'd be a lot of shut up.
The irony that you like my personality and you like my way of life. Yeah. That you end up with my twin, who's so similar to me as well. You know, that's what you need, and that's what you need in a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real.
Not Orsino.
No. Well, obviously she's experienced double death. So she's experienced the loss of her father and she's experienced the loss of her brother. For me, in terms of character and background, I feel that Olivia has had a really close, loving relationship with both of them. And I think when you do experience grief, at some point you do kind of shut yourself away from the world. It might not necessarily be as explicit as and as extreme as Olivia, but I think it's in human nature to kind of have to turn away and deal with your grief. There's a discussion about Olivia, that is she just wanting to wallow in pain and sadness to keep her kind of grounded, but I actually think there's something really real about why she chooses to do it, which is actually these are two people that meant the world to me, and I want to say goodbye and just be with me and my sadness right now in order to work through it. And also this thing about saying no to being courted by men, historically, even now you hear stories of women that are in mourning, that dress in black and refuse any advances from people and so on and so forth. So I think it's actually, it's something that happens quite commonly, not necessarily in England, but I think quite commonly kind of like all over the world. So I think she's just dealing with grief and dealing with having to say goodbye to two people that meant the world to her.